Perfect timing, right as the song ends. Hell yeah. Oh, we got another banger. Sorry, I'm vibing. Sorry to all the VOD watchers. Yeah, welcome on in, everyone. It's good to see y'all. We're just getting started here, but yeah, today we're gonna play A Little to the Left. It's a cute little organizing puzzle game. It looks really fun. I'm really excited to play it. Um, what else? What else do I have to tell you? For those who can't hear the music, oh, it's pretty loud for you guys, actually. We are listening to Yeben Polka featuring my beloved Hatsune Miku. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say today. I just hope everyone's having a good weekend, taking care of yourselves, and having a good time. I'm having a good time, having a good weekend so far. Just chilling, had a good sleep. The weather's actually cooling down here, so that's lovely. I'm able to wear a sweater today, which is amazing. It feels great. I'm so cozy. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a whole lot else to say. I'm just having a good time, and I'm happy to have y'all here. And how about we hop right into the game? Let's do that. I'll wait till this song's over, actually. There we go. Okay. Let me just switch scenes real quick. There we go. Let me keep playing music, actually, while I pull up my lighting. There we go. We jamming. We vibing. Okay, I think I'm ready to actually play the game now. I just gotta turn up the tunes. I played a little bit of this game just to make sure that it would work on stream, but we're mostly going in blind. Turn it down a little bit. The music is really pretty though. I really like it. And I really liked what I played. Daily Tidy. Let's do our daily tidy. I haven't done it today. I did the clock one. Oh fuck, what do I do here? Hmm. This one goes here. Um I hope that's right. Also, the game is still kind of loud for you guys. Let's see if that's better. Oh, that's not right. Hmm. No. Puzzle. You know what? I'm lost on that one. I'll do it. I'll do it after. Do we start on level 1? I want to restart level 1. Okay, no. Exit. Levels. Level 1. Here we go. Yeah, let me know how the volume is. Yippee! I hope the volume's okay. Perfect. Yippee! Oh, no, I don't want to replay it. Okay, there we go. All these things make such good sounds. Okay, well, that one doesn't. Hey, Lito, welcome on in, friend. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. This game is a cute little puzzle game about organizing. We just started. This is the second level. We gotta put all the cat toys away, and they make really good noises. Hehe. I like this one. Oh, that one makes a good noise. But yeah, I'm going in mostly blind. I'm just replaying the few levels that I already played off stream to test the game. This one, it's kind of hard for me to see the colors. Oh, that's such a good noise. Let me turn the volume up just a smidge. Ding. I think this one goes here. Yes. Red. Red? Yes. Peach. White. I'm such a pro gamer. Ah!
Be wowdy.
Be wowdy. Be wowdy, Dano. Welcome on in. Thank you so much for the 23-month resub. Holy shit, that's almost 2 years. I'm pogging so hard. Wow. Thank you so much, Dano. Welcome in, friend. I hope you're doing well. Also, yeah, I have a new, I use my alerts are through a different bot now. Some of them. So I guess she doesn't know how to pronounce wowdy anymore. Be wowdy. Yeah, today we're playing A Little to the Left. It's a cute little organizing game. Okay, this is where I left off. So now if I go here, then it should work. Yeah, here we go. Okay, I haven't done this one yet. No. You just woke up? Well, good morning. I hope you had a good sleep. So satisfying. Sleep is good. I gotta adjust all these pictures. That one's good. Perfect. It was an alright sleep. Well, I'm glad it was alright. Beautiful. I love it. Okay. How does it want me to organize these? paper from, is it Size? Don't think so. Oh. Oh! That one's right. Oh, it is Size. Let me move these out of the way. Oh. It's so satisfying. Yeah, this game's all about organizing. And it's little puzzles. But also, I think there's like a bunch of different ways that they can be solved, which is cool. This one's taller. This one's taller. Beautiful. Oh yeah, so there's two different ways to solve that one. What are these? What am I looking at here? Game cartridge? Maybe, yeah. Oh. That's a good noise. Letters. Do I gotta stamp them? Oh, that's a good noise too. Oh. This one. You gotta do pattern. Yes. Yes. Goose. I'm missing a stamp. There it is. Hell yeah. Okay. What is this a picture of? Oh, that one's right. That one's right too. So is that one. I'm so good at this. Huh. Yeah, I hope everyone's having a good weekend. Thanks so much for being here. It means a lot to me. I don't know what that is. Just a squiggle, maybe. Yeah, my weekend. My weekend's going okay so far. Hello.
Hi, Matcha.
Hi, wife.
You need water?
No.
Then you should drink.
Okay.
Hydrate your game.
Okay. I will hydrate. I will hydrate. Thank you. My wife. I love you too, wife. Wife is making me hydrate. I have hydrated. Based wife. Real. Hello, macho wife. Sorry, why doesn't... Hold on. Dana, why don't you have a VIP badge? Did it work? Said I disabled sub-only mode. Thanks, Twitch. I don't know why Dano doesn't have a VIP badge anymore. That's weird. Oh. Okay, so this one's red. There it is. It went no VIP badge for you. This one must be black. Yes. Rip. Yeah, I don't know. Twitch has been so weird lately. It's been like flagging random users in my chat as suspicious, but like I know these people aren't suspicious. It's strange. Thanks, Twitch. Oh, there we go. Yeah, like if you're a mod or the streamer, you can see like it'll show up as like this user looks suspicious. And like but it's been doing that to just like random people. It's so weird. Okay, what am I supposed to do here? Oh. Sticky. These stickers, you can really reuse them. I don't know what to do here. I don't know why this sticky noise is so loud. Does anyone have any idea what I'm supposed to be doing here? I can move all the stickers. Sticking stickers. Thank you, Iris. Also, welcome. I hope you're doing well, friend. Hello. Sticker, I hardly know her. That's my fucking joke, Iris. That's my joke. I can't believe you've done this. I'm just kidding, you're good. You're good. Doing your best? I'm glad! I'm doing okay. I'm a little confused as to what to do here, but continuing the pattern across the days. Oh! That makes sense. I understand. Do I? We need one of these. Yes! Oh, you guys were right. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Squiggly. I need one of these. Yes. What goes before the star, though? This one? No. Okay, that one's right. Okay. No, that's not right. No. No. Matcha bot sus. Is it saying that my announcements are sus again? That's weird. Awesome. I love that. I love that a lot. No, it's not showing up on my end. So I don't know what's up with that. Okay, I don't know what goes before star. No? Is it the peach one? Yes. Have a good lurk, Iris. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it, friend. Okay. Okay. I got this. Sorry, I'm not very smart. I'm also a little bit stoned. Okay, yellow. Alright, stop. Yes. Hey! Oh, I got an achievement, Pog. I'm a pro gamer. Oh, thank you guys for helping me with that. I do appreciate it. These probably go in order of size. No? Oh, there's pairs. You pair them together? Oh. Oh, it must be on the bottom. I got carried away. This probably goes on the end. No? It's not making a noise of approval at me. That matches that one. No, that doesn't match. It don't match. I think I know what we got going on here. Okay. Phone's going off. Not important. Okay. Does that go next? It must. That doesn't look right. That does. Maybe? Am I crazy? I might be crazy. Sorry about my chair. Okay, this looks like it goes in the middle. This is hard. Let me do this? No. That looks like something. Okay, I think I'm getting somewhere, gamers. I think I'm getting somewhere. I just gotta focus real hard. Okay. This game makes me feel so fucking dumb. No, that can't be it. Fuck, I thought I had it. Now I'm confusion. I need to look it up. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna look at a picture of the puzzle that I'm stuck on. I'm gonna look at the solution and then see if I can get it. Okay. I'm doing it totally wrong. Oh no, I'm not. There are 2 ways to do it. Okay. There are 2 ways to do it. And I'm just getting distracted between both ways. Okay. I see. Do I? Yes, okay. No, that's wrong. Okay, that's the middle. For sure, that's the middle. I looked it up. Do those go on the ends? Yes, okay. I'm lost. This looks terrible. Okay, I can do this. Sorry, I keep tabbing out to look at how how wrong this is. You know what? I'm doing it the other way. It's taking too long. There we go. That's the other way to solve it. The other way's too hard. I gave up, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know I had to do it to him. These are already straight. Oh, I see what I have to do. I have to make them crooked. Do I have to do that? Or maybe I have to line this one up first. Come on, let me grab it. Oh, come on, I had it. There we go. That looks awful. I hate it. No, I don't like that level. Oh gosh, another one of these. Thinking time. Oh, that one's right. Well. Nice. Oh, doing a little stretchy. That doesn't go there? That's whack. Okay. Sticky, sticky, sticky. Oh, it goes there? Okay. 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 There we go. No, this. No. Gotta think about this. No way I... Oh, there we got one. Which... Oh, that one's in the wrong spot. Wait, just beeped at me. I'm Confucian. Okay, so those ones. Okay, that one's in the wrong spot too. Oh, there we go. Let's go. I did it. More pencils. Do they go by color? That would be nice if they went by color. Maybe it's by sharpness. I see there's 3 different ways to sort those. Probably by the eraser length and the lead length too. Can you tell that I have OCD? My wife is... Where did I go? Where am I? Hello? Oh, I'm tiny! Oh, there I am! My wife is berating me. Oh, let me do a big stretchy. Yeah, I got real small.
Yes.
Okay. How do I do this? Do I have to mail a letter? What do you want me to do? I need to look it up. Okay. I see what it wants me to do. I gotta fit everything together nicely. Oh. That's beautiful. I love it. No, Kitty, no! Kitty messed up my papers. Oh, yes. I like this. Hmm. I'm just gonna organize it in a way that makes sense to me and no one else. Queen. Blue. Dark blue. This is, oh wait, hold on. I forgot her. This is how I would organize it. But clearly that is not what the game wants me to do. I wasn't expecting this game to be so hard. I feel really stupid. Uh, they are in rainbow gradient order. Okay. I guess it doesn't like the way that the gradient is. I think I understand though. There we go. That's also satisfying. I love it. Pencil. Alright, chat. Who's the one who wrote with a pencil this small in class all the time? Who is it? Fess up. Oh god, hold on. It was I. It was I who wrote with a pencil that tiny. It was me! No, I didn't like wasting pencils, so I'd use them until they were like stubbed like this. I see there's like little carvings on these pencils, but I'm gonna organize them by size. Shavings too? Damn, okay. Oh, where'd it go? Huh? I don't know what happened. Where am I supposed to put the shavings? Hydrate. I will do that. Welcome, Brendan. It's good to see you. I will also do a stretch. Thank you. Ugh. Hold on. Let me mute while I stretch so you don't have to deal with my chair making noises. I have done the stretching. Wow. 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 Yeah. Mood. Welcome. I am organizing pencil shavings. I don't know where they want me to put them though. Oh. Oh, I have to get rid of them. I see. No, Kibby! Oh, what? Maybe a little to the left? Maybe. Just a little bit. Oh shit. Kibby jump scare. I'm DJ time. This is a DJ game now. What? I don't actually know how to use a record player, I'm sorry. Oh, I fixed it though, and I completed chapter 1, and got an achievement. Lost recipe. Oh, ow. Tomato. Beautiful. I love it. Okay. The music in this game is so good. Nice. Oh, there's 3 ways to do that one. Interesting. Interesting. We gotta stack them in each other. Listen, I just don't question my mysterious pickled vegetables. Don't worry about it. It is what it is. Do I gotta hide all the cracks? Is that what I have to do? I don't like the noise on this one. The empty stars are other valid ways to organize? Yes, it shows how many ways there are to solve the puzzle. I don't like the sound this one makes. It's pretty annoying. Oh. Ooh, that looks right. Nope, not quite. Bug. I don't, hold on. I have a walkthrough pulled up because some of these are really hard. Okay, I see. Don't mind me, I'm not cheating, I promise. I just want to get through this one because it's making bad noises. Ugh, my face is itchy. Oh look, my collection of aquarium gravel. This is what the daily tidy was today and I didn't know how to solve it. So this is gonna go well. I think I gotta line up the tops of this so that it's level. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, that's not right. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a good day today. Thank you so much for stopping by. Sort them by purity. You know what? Purity isn't real. It No, we're not gonna get into that on stream. This one must be wrong. There we go. Yippee! Egg! Oh, that's a good noise. Sorry. You know I had to do it to him. Oh, that's right? Okay. Egg! Okay, I've seen someone play this part, so I do know how to solve this one. It's also just a good noise. No. This one? No. This one? No. This one? Yes. Yes. Maybe it is this one. No. Gotta be this one. Yeah. Beautiful. I get these crumbs out of here. Slay. Just got an achievement for wiping everything onto the floor. Okay. Sticker. Come here, Chad. I'm gonna put it on you. Sticks this on your forehead. What if we put all of them on the apple? No, that's not right. Oh fuck, I'm missing some. Why are these so many fucking stickers? Oh my god. Throw them out. Onto the floor. Holy shit. Fucking stickers everywhere. Hey, I got another achievement. Yippee! Noodles. Noodles, 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 noodles. Oh, I don't like the sound of this one either. It reminds me of... My wife likes to eat raw pasta. She likes the crunch of dry raw pasta. This is what it sounds like. It's awful. This floor is gonna be so awful to walk on by the end of this. Covered in fucking pencil shavings and crumbs and stickers. It's awful. Get rid of these. Throw them on the floor. No crunchy. It's a bad crunch. This is literal hell. Crunch good feeling to me too. Used to do that as a kid. Fair. Reminds me of the McElroy bit. No, that's not right. I think that's satisfying. The McElroy bit where yeah, Griffin eating raw pasta from Olive Garden and then finding out live on stage. Oh, my neck just crunched. Do we have to do another one of these situations? Oh, apparently yes. Yippee, no! This cat loves to fuck shit up. What am I supposed to do here? That cup is flames. The seagull one, it is pretty fire. What do I do here? Oh, I gotta line it up. Yeah. What do I line up here? A house? Oh, yes? There we go. Oh, and this one. I see. We have to line up the pattern on the back and the front. Oh, let's fix this. I never know which. Oh, for fuck's sake. I never know which side the fork and knife are supposed to go on. Yippee! Oh, I love the cat. You buzzard. No! Get out of here. I love it. I love this game. This is so fun. Breakfast. Oh, that's a bad noise. Put the egg on the toast. Yummy. Why is it spinning when it goes over here? Mmm, orange egg. Delicious. Am I supposed to line it up with the plate? Hmm. I am. Let's put the egg on there for now. Oh. Blueberries. I actually hate blueberries. That's beautiful. I love it. And it looked delicious. Hands. I've just stacked them by color. This game's premise is a bit weird sometimes. Grabs the egg with bare hands and slides it around. Real. You know what? It's very satisfying for my OCD. I can't grab from the middle? That sucks. Fuck. Yes. Yes. No, I lost it. Excuse me. Here we go. Yes! Sorry. Something came over me. Alrighty, we got a bunch of postcards. Oh wow. Hello? Nothing is right. Panic. I'm gonna sip some coffee. I need some dink. Okay. All of these postcards have water. Oh, I did it? Damn. Gamer. Ingredients. That is quite a noise. Me and my me and my girl's ear like I'm sorry, I regret what I said. I don't. Oh, that's it? That's it? I don't even know what I did. Okay. I'm down. I'm down. Cat spotted. This is the cringe compilation. It's him just fucking shit up. What's this? I don't know. Oh, that was right? Maybe not. I like this one. Of him just looking at the water like, I promise I won't do anything. Hee-hoo. We just have to line them up. Hmm. I don't see any pattern. I am confusion. Oh, that's it? Oh, that's the end of chapter 2. I got an achievement. Nitty gritty. Alright, let's do this. these, I've seen one like this before. Yeah. They all kind of fit into each other. Well, that one doesn't, but... I can't move the glove. Lovely. I have a sponge. That's not a very good noise either. That fits. What's tall and straight? Not me. I'm short and gay. That works. No, that doesn't fit. Does this fit here? Yes. Does this fit here? I don't know. Does this fit? Oh, that fits better. Oh, that fits nice too. A sponge. Here. Beautiful. I wouldn't put a sponge there personally, but whatever. Also, I keep saying sponge instead of sponge. Yes, I'm aware. Batteries. I feel like this is what everyone's battery drawer looks like. Just chaos. That one goes sideways. Here. Maybe not. Here. Oh, that's beautiful. Here, let's put oh, these go in a pattern. I see. I see. Oh, okay. These little baby ones maybe go in here. This is so satisfying. Sorry for saying it like that. The sound design is really good. It really reminds me of unpacking. No, I did something wrong. These go over here. I mess these up. Are these messed up? Oh, I see. The little guys have a straggler. Gotcha. I think. Maybe, hold on. We're missing. Maybe they're... Hold on. Is that better? Yes. There we go. Coins? Nice. Hell yeah. Looks like we got some coins. Done. I guess not. Can you like lock? There we go. Hmm. Oh, over here? Biggest to smallest? I think I almost had it too. Maybe I have to do it in like the middle? They keep sliding around. Oh. Oh, I could have done it 3 ways. Oh, good lord. This is what my kitchen looks like. I wish I was joking. Well, that's a big fork. Hmm. Oh. Here? Maybe? I have no idea if this is right or not. Oh well, we'll see. Oh, right here? Yes. A single chopstick. Oh no, there's another one. Just throw those in there. Do they not fit together? Do they not fit together? Oh, I see. No? Wrong? Incorrect? Apparently. Oh, that fits better in there. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, we did it. I wish organizing in real life was this easy. They fit into those, maybe? I think so. I think they fit into these foam things. It looks fleshy and I don't like it. here. Yes, perfect. Here? Have a good lurk, Brendan. Thank you so much for stopping by, friend. Enjoy your food. Get something yummy. Oh, tiny light bulb. So cute. I got a couple in the wrong place. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Okay, we got a drawer that is very messy. Oh, sorry, I got messages. Gotta check real quick. All good. We're good. Okay. I might take a break soon, actually. Paperclip. Paperclip. Batteries. Where do you all go? Kitty, welcome on in. It's good to see you, friend. I hope you're having a good day today. We're just doing some casual organizing. Kitty spotted. He is loafing. He is pushed to the left. Oh no. Yeah, welcome on in. I hope you're having an awesome day. Very good to see ya. Glasses. Who keeps glasses in a drawer like this? Those have got to go right here, right? Get this candle shit out of here. Move my batteries. This drawer is a mess. Had some KFC with some family? Hell yeah. I hope you enjoyed. That's very good. Yeah, we're just having a chill day. Tendy's popcorn chicken bucket with fries, gravy, and biscuits. Oh, that sounds delicious. I wish I could still eat meat. Oh. Here I get some of it was nice. I'm glad. I'm very glad you enjoyed it. Awesome to hear. Yes. Scissors gotta go right there. I need to find a spot for all these gross candles and the dice. What if? Oh yes. This is right. Are there more candles? There is another candle. Oh, it's taller. Oops. And there's 6 dice. They'd probably fit well in here. Where are those? Here's 5. Where's 4? Am I blind? Probably. I'll find it eventually. Crayon fits nicely in there. Here they are. Oh, there's the other dice. Oh, we got an achievement for organizing the crayons like that. So hopefully it's right. Pen is sideways, so it must go there. That must go there. Mission complete. We did it. Pro gaming right now. Oh, tape has got to go in here. Oh, I fucked up the candles. No! There we go. Okay. Oh, another fucking candle. God, I wish my life was organized like this. I would be so happy. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'd like to apologize for the noise I just made. That's a good noise. How am I supposed to do this? Probably supposed to line up the dribbles. No, that's not it. Hmm. Why is this one not working? Oh, it is. Hee-hoo. Oh, there's two ways to solve it. Interesting. Buttons. What if we do it by color? Oh, my sock just stuck to something in the wall. Let's do red up here. Black can go in the middle. Red, orange. Yellow. Blue. And black. Beautiful. I love it. Keys. They all have different number of ends. No, they don't. My wife fell asleep. She is the Eeper. Oh, there's a longer one. I'm gonna do tallest to shortest and see if it works. Ay. Oh, there's 3 ways to solve that one. Interesting. Okay, here we go again. Okay. An acorn. Get that out of here. No? We need an acorn in our toolbox? That sounds like a euphemism if I've ever heard one. And a tooth? The tooth goes in the tooth hole. Apparently. And a Lego? What kind of drawer is this? This is very strange. Those fit nicely. Where do these big bolts go? Hopefully there. That doesn't seem right. Sure, good enough. There's more of these, yeah. That's so beautiful. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm so weird. You guys like me being weird? I hope so. That's why you're here, right? 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 I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind a bit today, apparently. Let's go here. You're fine. Thank you, Kitty. Maybe there? You love my streams? I'm glad. That does make me very happy. Here? It's gotta go like that, right? Yeah. Yeah. And then, oh, I see. These fit perfectly. No? Am I missing something? No. Hmm. What am I missing? Let me look at the tutorial again. Oh. I need to stretch. Don't mind my noises. Time to fit and be sorted. Yes. Did I do the yellow things wrong? No. No, they gotta go here. Oops. I don't understand what's out of place. I'm looking at the tutorial and it's exactly the same as what I've done. One hook is slightly out. One of these. Guess that wasn't it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Sorry for all the noises. Do I have to organize the nails in a certain way? They all look the same. Oh, there's a hint. This is exactly what I've done. What do you want from me? I'm getting achievements for revealing a hint. Literally, what's different? Oops. I didn't mean to do that, son of a bitch. Do I have to redo this level? Fug. Okay. Well, I know what I'm doing at least. I'm kind of a pro at this now. Speedrunning. Okay, that's good. Oops. There we go. I don't know why I didn't take the first time. That was very strange. Okay. Yeah, yippee! Ah! Let's throw that on the floor. I'm thinking about taking a break. Alright, sorry, Mr. Krabs just possessed me. I'll keep going for a bit, I think. What the hell is this? Q-tips go in the jar. I don't know what that is. Toothbrush on the floor. Perfect. I don't know what the hell that is. Okay, we got a bunch of jars that match. They fit? Oh, yes. Where'd the lid for the Q-tip thing go? Is this it? Yes. A ring? Right there. In here? My essential oils. What is this? I don't know. What is this? Oh, I don't know. I missed a Q-tip. Is there another Q-tip that I'm missing? Yes. Beautiful. Oh. What is this little shell? It can go right there. Oh, goodbye, hairbrush. This little jar can go up here. Oh yes, they fit perfectly. This for it's for toothbrushes. What is it? What? What? Can the hairbrush stay up straight? Is that possible? No. I don't know. Yeah, the hairbrush goes right here. Perfect. That's beautiful. I love it. Oh god. Hold on. I'm just seeing how many levels we have left. Hmm. Quite a few. Just checking. Okay, yeah. I think I'll finish this chapter and then I think we'll move on to something else. Or end the stream. We'll see. Where does this fit? Perfect. Right there. Stab, stab, stab. Sorry. Something came over me. Where does this fit? Oh. Okay, get up, get down. Get down from there. Oh boy. I might need a tutorial for this one, guys. Why won't anything stay up? Because it's all in the wrong place? Okay, that's nice there. This looks like it fits two little things. We got quite a pile of shit. Clean up here. Keep picking up the damn shears. Oh, that would fit right there. No? Let's just pretend that that goes there. I need to fit the big things. Such a pain in the ass. No, don't take it down. I don't know how to put that up. This is hard. Stop picking up the shears. Give me the axe. There. No? Ding. That is not right. Whatever. Up here, maybe? Maybe it just does that everywhere. Perfect. Nope. Does not go there. Broom. Can go up there. This thing looks like a creature. A level. Sure. This is looking good so far. I'm sure the axe would fit nicely here. Okay. Hammer? Hammer? Right there. Get these out of the way. Oh, fuck. What is this? I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is either. Oh. Yes, yes. Tiny little screwdriver. Where does this go? Here? Come on, you want to sit right there? Perfect. Oh, and this must go like this. Oh! I'm so smart. Bug. Yes! I did it. Pro gamer. Dirty coins? Oh, I gotta clean them? Sorry. I had to be annoying. You know I had to do it to him. Oh, okay. Phone. Where's this other shoe? They're not a matching shoe? Shoe. Shoe enough. Shoe. Do I have to sort things by color, maybe? There's things that are the same color. Let's get all the boxes emptied first. Okay. Red, green, blue, and white. Okay, I'm on to something here. I'm on to something here. Yes. Golf ball, come on. Oh, that's a good noise. No, I do wrong? Oh. Okay. I'll take it. Okay. Looks like we gotta line up the tape. The tape is hard to see. I could line up the arrows. Maybe there's 2 ways to solve this. Oh god. Can't go up that high. Bug. This is hard. This is a tough one. I'm gonna grab a hint. Not what I wanted. No. Oh, get me out of here. Why can't I get out of this menu? Oh, fuck me. Yeah, I'm not doing the box one. Hint. Clearing this whole thing, I don't care. Okay, so it wants me to do the arrow thing. That star one is supposed to be on top. Ah, this is confusion. Hold on, I gotta check a couple messages. Okay, not important. How do I get this box out? Oh, I can move it. Okay, I'm an idiot. Making progress. We making progress. Um. Need to move these boxes. Shit. I can't. Bug. This is so hard. Okay. Excuse me. Um. Okay, okay. No, I need this one on the bottom. Fuck me. This is the hardest puzzle in this fucking game. I feel like an idiot. Ugh, big stretchy. Thank you, Lido. I appreciate it. How the fuck do I get this box down here? Okay. I may be stupid. These go now. What have I done? Okay, that goes there. That goes there. Oh. That goes there. Yes. Okay. Okay. Did I not do it? Am I missing one? Oh, yeah, I am. Gibby! I'm sorry, I was shaking you in that box that whole time. Fog, I did it. And then it only took forever. Wake up, flowers. Yippee! Get all this dirt off. Yippee! Beautiful. No, Gibby, no! She has been released. Why didn't it work? Do I not have the emote wall in this scene? I should. Chapter 4, Inner Nature. That brings us right to the end of stream, though. Hold on. Let me refresh my overlays, and then I'll try and give you another ray spin. Ray spin. Release her. There she goes. Yippee! Alright, gamers. That brings us right to the end of stream. We're gonna continue this next stream. Yeah, I had a great time playing this today. Let me get some tunes going. And we'll switch over to the ending scene. I gotta find a good song to end this on. Yeah, this was a good one. Miku time. Ray does look really funny. I love her. She's so good. Okay. Just be friends. Na 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 na, just be friends. Time to say goodbye, just be friends. Okay, yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. I had a great time. I don't know when next stream will be, but I hope to see you there. And yeah, let's go do a raid. I think I know who we're gonna raid. Let me hit my raid button. Alrighty. Yeah, we're gonna raid this person. So copy and paste whichever raid message applies to you. And we're gonna go raid 3. There we go. Alrighty. Thank you all so much for joining me today, gamers. I had a great time. I hope you did too. And yeah, have a wonderful weekend. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Eat some good food. Drink some good drinks. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!